Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph, and today I will be talking about the 1693 Sicily earthquake. So, where, when, and what? So, the 1693 Sicily earthquake occurred in southern Italy, near Sicily, Calabria, and Malta. And you can see on the image on the bottom left where Sicily is, and Malta is on the south of Sicily, and Calabria is on the north. And this earthquake occurred on January 11th, 1693 at around 9 p.m. and lasted about 4 minutes. This extremely strong earthquake destroyed and damaged cities and towns in Sicily, which killed more than 60,000 people. This earthquake also has a recorded magnitude of 7.4 and makes it one of the most powerful um, earthquakes throughout Italian history. And so you can see where Sicily is on the map on the bottom left. And so the impact of this earthquake was so strong that even Malta, which is 120 miles away from Sicily, was impacted, and even Calabria, which is even further from Sicily. So now I'm going to be talking about the tectonic and geologic setting. So Sicily lies on the part of the complex convergent boundary, and this is where the African plate is subducting under the Eurasian plate. And so on the image on the top, on the right, you can see that Sicily is right in the middle of the Eurasian plate and the African plate. And this zone is also responsible for the forming of the stratovolcano Mount Etna. And on the image on the bottom left, you can see the Tyrrhenian Sea and the Mediterranean Sea and Sicily and Mount Etna right in the middle of it. So in the south of the east coast of Sicily, there are a series of active normal faults that dips to the east. Most are offshore and others control basins that has large thicknesses of quaternary sediments. And this contributes to a continuous extensional deformation from the Ionian coast of Sicily to northern Calabria. And you can see where the Ionian Sea is on the map on the right. And so the two large faults, which are the western and eastern master faults, border half grabens. And this fills up to 700 meters and 800 meters. So what are the causes of this geologic hazard? So actually, before the earthquake of January 11th, 1693, which what I did my research on, there was an earthquake 2 days prior on January 9th, 1693. And this earthquake happened in the center of Val di Noto and had an estimated magnitude of 6.2 and an intensity of 8 to 11 based on the Mercalli intensity scale. This earthquake had effects on towns of Augusta, Avola Vecchia, Floridia, Malelli, Vizzini, Catania, Francofonte, Sicily, Lentini, and Noto Antica. And on the map on the right, you can see where Sicily is, and you can see two of the towns that I listed. You can see Augusta and Catania. And so all the remaining towns that I mentioned were all near that. So they were all heavily affected by the earthquakes that happened, the earthquake prior to the January 11th earthquake. And so based on the location of the most damage, the earthquake is said to be caused by the movement of the Avola fault, which was in Augusta. Augusta had the most damaging effects. So what were the aftermath of the geologic event? So after the earthquake occurred, a tsunami was triggered that affected most of the Ionian Sea coast of Sicily. And the strongest effect of this tsunami was in Augusta. And you could see on the map, I put the same map on this slide that I had previously. You could see where Augusta is, that the Ionian coast, that's where it hit the most. So all those towns around Augusta and Catania were severely damaged by that. And another aftermath is that scientists made a link with the eruption of Etna in 1669 with the earthquake of that occurred in 1693 in Sicily. And they found that earthquakes are followed by long periods without activity in the rift zones that go out to the north and south from the summit. And so that's my presentation. Thank you so much for listening and watching.